I want to introduce you to Dr. Richard Busch. He's a very brilliant individual who has a message to share with you about the power of taking a risk.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to talk about the success formula for richness. Now, as we talk about this, I've got a question for you. Has anybody in this room, when they decided that they were going to start their own business or become an entrepreneur, did you realize you were taking a risk? If you did, raise your hand for me. Oh, great. You know what? I'd try to raise both of my hands, except I've got this mic in it. You guys won't be able to hear me then. But the whole idea here is risk is often looked at as bad. I can tell you, though, risk is actually very good. Without risk, you have no gain. Write this down for me. No risk, no gain. Ladies and gentlemen, many of you may have had some financial problems or trouble getting here. You may have had to take a risk before you actually got here. But you guys all had the dream in your mind, because really we are all dreamers. We want to be more, do more, and have more in life. That's what life is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was a kid, I had a hero. Anybody here have a hero when they were a kid? Maybe Spider-Man, Superman, Lone Ranger? My hero took risks, okay? My hero was actually a guy who used to jump a motorcycle over cars, buses. He even tried to jump over the Grand Canyon. My hero was Evel Knievel. Now, Evel Knievel took a lot of risks, and I tried to do as much as I could to be like him. So I used to ride my bicycle and jump over everything. After a little while, everything wasn't enough. I decided, you know what? I need to do something more. I need to take a bigger risk. And we had a pool in the backyard. It didn't matter that there wasn't any water in it. One day, I decided I'm going to do it. I'd put it off long enough. I'm going to do it today. Ladies and gentlemen, write this down. Sometimes you just have to say, today is the day. And I decided that was the day. So I hopped on my bicycle. It was a little black and yellow Tornado, and I took it to the top of the hill, started pedaling as fast as I could, and as I got to the bottom of the hill and hit that ramp, I had a strong tailwind. And I knew I was going to go over the pool. I knew I was going to land safely on the other side. You know what happened, ladies and gentlemen? I crashed right in the middle of the pool. Actually, I didn't even make it all the way halfway across. At that point, I broke my bike, and I cracked my head open. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very much like life. It's very much like becoming an entrepreneur. You make a decision because you want to change your life. And everything looks great when you get started. And then you know what happens? You crash. And then you have one of two decisions to make. You can either lay there and give up, or you can get up, dust yourself off, clean the blood up, and get started with your life again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's part of it. But the next step in the success formula for riches is initiative. You have to take initiative. You have to make something happen. And ladies and gentlemen, everyone here today has taken some kind of an initiative to be here. You guys made the decision to be here. You may have friends that you knew if they would have come, they would have gotten something more out of life. They would have done something to change their life. They would have been able to make that decision to change their life. But you know what? They told you they'd try, and they never showed up, did they? Ladies and gentlemen, trying is really failing. All right, now the next part of this formula for success is commitment. You have to be committed before you can do anything. Nothing happens until, first of all, you start. We've already talked about risk and initiative. Those are great. But unless you commit to your goal at the end, it doesn't matter what you've done to actually get there. Nothing happens because you're not committed to following through. Now, back to when I landed on my head in the pool. My parents actually made sure that I got stitched up, and then they told me, hey, Rick, you know, we're not going to get you another bike. If you want another bike, You're going to have to find a way to get it on your own. And at that point, I said, you know what, Mom and Dad, I don't need your help to do this. I can do it on my own. And at 9 years of age, I became an entrepreneur. I decided I was going to start a lawn mowing business, which I did. And after a couple of months of mowing everybody's lawn in the neighborhood, I very quickly earned enough money to buy myself a new bike, which I treasured. And ladies and gentlemen, I learned something at that point that has taken me really all the way through life, and it probably wouldn't have sunk in so well had I made it all the way across the pool. I'd probably still be doing that type of thing. But I learned something, and that is that no matter what it is in life that you want, if you're willing to work for it, you can have absolutely anything that you want, and you can be, do, and have literally anything there is in life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the fourth part of this formula is hold on. You got to hold on and be patient. Success is a journey, it's not a destination. You've got to hold on and be persistent. Never give up. You've got to hold on and persevere and never take no as an answer. Ladies and gentlemen, you just have to hold on and continue to move in the right direction. Make sure that each and every step goes that way. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you are in the right place, and this is the right time. And you've all made the right decision by being here. Now, finally, many of you are probably wondering whether I ever decided to make that jump again. I'm talking about over the pool. And I have to tell you, I never did physically because I actually got a little bit too smart, I think. I think I decided I didn't like those stitches in the back of my head. But the whole idea here, ladies and gentlemen, is no matter what I do each and every day in business and in life, I'm jumping over obstacles that are much greater than that pool was initially. Now I ask you, what obstacles do you have to jump in life to get your dreams to come true? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm Dr. Richard Busch, and thank God my hero wasn't Spider-Man.
Dr. Richard Busch, give him a round of applause. He's the author of the book, Surgery Not Included, Freedom from Chronic Neck and Back Pain. He took that lemon and made lemonade out of it. Thank you very much for who you are.